Lean with it, rock with it is not what you thought it was. Am I really not surprised by that? But it's like who really cares? The song is so old. It's ingrained in our memories as a dance song. We were all kids. We don't want to know if it's or what it's about, if it was crack and syrup. It's a dance song. Don't ruin our memories. As far as I'm concerned, it's a dance song that was giving specific instructions on how to do the dance. That's it. And this is going to stay like that. You're not going to mess up our childhood memories with drug music. We already got enough of that today. And plus, we got Future for that. That's what Future was for. He's the guy with all the drug music that you listen to when doing drugs. Or maybe you're sober and you want to do drugs. But either way, Lean With It, Rock With It is a dance song, part of that whole snap phase or craze that we all remember when we were kids. And it's going to stay like that. I don't want to hear nothing else. California's gubernatorial race is heating up, and there is one candidate who I'm seeing so many of his commercials. He's got big pharma beat when it comes to the frequency of these commercials, and it's Tom Steyer. Probably because he's a billionaire, so he could really afford it. But my God, one of the biggest things people have against Tom Steyer is that he invested in ICE detention centers. And of course, people have asked him about it, and he said it was a huge mistake, and he took all his money out of those ICE detention centers. I guess I don't know what made him. I guess at some point he woke up and was like, you know what? I think this is really bad. You know, you know, uh, they're treating people inhumanely in these. Maybe I should not be making money from this. Or maybe he thought, well, one day I want to run for governor, and this is not going to look good on my resume. I don't know, but it's not a good look, and it just further kind of sinks in the way that why you don't trust billionaires or you don't really trust people his type of billionaire, because who's to say, let's say he does win this race, he becomes governor, and then he's like, you know what, those ICE detention centers make a lot of money, so I think I'm just going to put some of my money back in there. I already won the race. Psych. um, but good for you, Tom. He's divested in these ICE detention centers, so he says. I don't know if he secretly still has. I don't know. I'm not saying. I'm just saying I don't really think he's to be trusted. But Tom Steyer's on fire. I think that's like what his commercials say, which is probably how some of those immigrants feel in those detention centers that he used to invest in. They're on fire. I heard they're setting people on fire in the ICE detention centers that Tom once invested in. So think about that, guys, when you go out and vote. I'm just saying. I heard it through the grapevine. Another candidate that's running for governor, Democratic Party, a little twink, Matt Mahan. He's when asked about how is he going to deal with the homelessness in LA and all these druggies just running rampant on the streets. He said this is a very personal issue to him because he had a cousin who was a drug addict, and his cousin sold his car and went to live on the street for years until his family intervened and got all the good help, and then his cousin got off the streets and blah 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 blah. My only question is, what kind of fucking car did your cousin have that he could sell and live a life on the streets for years? Was this a fucking Maserati, a Rolls Royce? It had to be a very expensive car. If you could sell a car and it provides you a street lifestyle for like 3 to 5 years. I'm assuming he didn't say how many years his cousin was on the street, but I'm just gonna give it like a 3 to 5 year. I don't know. It must have been a pretty nice car. It had to be a foreign car. It was a foreign luxury car. I'm gonna say it was a Mercedes S class maybe. I don't know, but either way, Matt Mahan is also not to be trusted. Matt the Twink Mahan, because Matt is being backed by bunch of Silicon Valley billionaires. See, they heard me saying that and they wanted me to mess that up. But yeah, he's being backed by a bunch of billionaires in Silicon Valley. I think he still is the mayor of San Jose. So that's all his area up there. They know him. He also does not support taxing the rich in the state because they're all his friends, of course. They put money in his pocket, so he's not gonna fucking tax them. But Matt, he's also just not to be trusted. Uh, so just remember that when we all go out and vote, Matt the Twink Mahan, also known as Reed Hastings' bitch. But good for him. Good for him. I wish I was friends with a billionaire, but I'm not. I'm not. Just a poor guy making videos in his apartment.